What are some of the most effective anti-aging treatment? That will depend on what the problem is. Anti-aging is a broad category, so it depends on at which stage you are in the aging process. So for somebody who is young, in their 20s, the lines and wrinkles are not quite there yet. So at that stage, what is most concerning is probably just pimples, and then the marks that are left by the pimples, or sometimes you can just get an early stage of sun damage, so you can get pigmentations on the skin, a little bit of redness, as a sign of early aging. So for those, we can use either topicals, creams to lighten all those problems, or we can use lasers to reduce either the discoloration or the blood vessels formations. And then we have a lot of effective treatments that we can give for acne as well. As one matures further, the next stage is then you start to get fine lines and wrinkles. And for this, again, there are many different treatments that we can provide. So you can have the chemical peel to take off some of the fine lines. And if it is due to movement around your eyes and the frown, then we can give botulinum toxins to reduce the movement, not to take it completely, because we don't want the face to look very stiff. It's just to reduce the movement. And if sometimes due to fluctuation in weight or just the way you're born with, you can have some lack of volume somewhere. Sometimes the temple, the deposition of fat is not quite symmetrical under the eyes, for example. You can look very tired because it's very sunken in. So we can use fillers to top that up. And then once you're a little bit more further on in the aging process, then we'll need to do a stronger peel to renew the skin. We can use some lasers or heating devices. We have a machine called a Tixel that can gently burn or dehydrate the skin so that it can peel off and reveal a new skin. And we can again relax the muscle where it's needed. But we have to be careful, because once you're more advanced in aging, things are starting to come down. So you put too much, it can actually make it look worse. And also we can strategically put fillers to replace volume that has been missing with aging process. Because with aging process, not only the collagen on the skin is reduced, you actually lost some fat as well. And actually the bone itself is reabsorbed. So we need to consider all this and then replace just what is lost. Not to create a new look, but just to replace what is lost so that the person will look very natural at the end of it. Who will be the ideal candidate for anti-age treatment? As a doctor, we don't sell treatment. So normally patients will come to us and tells us if they have a problem. So you can have a person walking around looking very wrinkly, but they don't care. And to me, that's fine. It's up to you. If you are not worried about it, then I'm not worried about it. And if I try to convince you to have treatment, then you will not be a good patient, because you were not concerned about those problems in the first place. But if you come to me with any of your problems, then I will try to help you using my medical skills. So it can be lines and wrinkles, can be pigmentations, can be blood vessels, can be birth defects, scarring. As long as you have a need, then you'll be an ideal patient for me. Is there side effects of anti-aging treatment? Yes, of course there is. Every medical treatment will have complications, because medical treatment will change the physiology of the skin, and therefore if it's not done correctly, it can cause problem. But in a skilled hand, the problem is greatly reduced. I wouldn't say it's eliminated, because mistakes or not mistake or just unwanted effect can happen to anyone and by everyone. After saying that, I mean, in a good person, the incidence is very low. So for example, in botulinum toxins, if we give a botulinum toxin injection on the forehead, if it's not done properly, you can have uneven lifting or dropping of the face. We can inject into the blood vessels and it causes bruising. With fillers, again, you can get a huge amount of bruising, huge amount of swelling. And in a worst case scenario, you actually block the blood vessels, and that can lead to worse complications like death of certain part of your organs. With lasers, you can burn the skin, and that can create scarring in the future. So everything needs to be done carefully with skill, so that all these mistakes or side effect can be minimized. What can a patients expect as a result of a good aesthetic treatment? Most patients, when they come to me, they want to look natural. The worst is after the treatment, you look not natural. Basically, we want to create an average look. So you must look average. If you stand out in certain thing, that will make you look weird. For example, if I make your nose very big, people will look at it strangely. If I make your cheek very, very strong, they'll make people look twice at you. And the most common one now is the lips, where people's lips have become so huge. That is quite a turnoff for most people. I know some people like it, but it's a turnoff for most people. So as a good result, you want to look more relaxed, natural. Nobody knows that things has been done to you. And people will just say that you had a good rest, you had a good holiday kind of appearance, or you had maybe put on a little bit more weight, but you look really nice. That's what we want, so that nobody knows things has been done. How often do I have to get anti-aging treatment before you get the results? It depends. It depends on the stage of your aging process. If you're a young person with very little things that are wrong, then just one treatment will probably give you the results you want. But if you leave things a long time, or for example, some patients, they come in and they said, I've never had anything done, doctors, and now I'm in my 40s or in my 50s. I want you to do what you can do. And sometimes patients still can look very good in that stage, but some look really bad. And you just have to be honest. If you got a lot of work to be done, we'll create a plan so you can come once a month for several months. We improve things bit by bit by bit, until we achieve a result that is pleasing to the patients. So it all depends how you get the result, depending on which stage you are. But aging process and the treatment is like in every medicine. The sooner you start, you can prevent the aging, the better results you will get in the long run. And you'll enjoy it as well, because you have a healthy looking skin.